I'm ready to hate myself. So in the last episode, I was somehow having trouble with the Centipede demon, so we're gonna go ahead and try this again. I also apologize if I'm a bit lower in the face cam than usual. I was trying to fix my tripod, but it was just being one today, so yeah. Go ahead and pick up my souls, which, oh yeah, okay, we actually didn't end up losing our souls from last time. And now what I'm gonna try to do is hang like all the way here in the back. If he does this thing where he like shoots out his arm, then I'll run to the side, but basically I just want to get him here over on this platform, so he's doing that thing where he reaches out his arm, run all the way off to there. And then yeah, just gonna go back here as far as I can. It seems like, oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, my health bar is tanking already. He's gonna do another attack. I'm gonna run off to the side and we're dead. Are you kidding me, dude? I just don't understand what's happening. Like, I've never had trouble with this boss before. It's just like, for some reason, I am now. Literally, even if you go back and watch like previous playthroughs that I've uploaded videos on, I've never died to this boss before. I don't understand why I'm struggling now. Not once in the history of my pitiful existence on this earth have I ever died to this boss until now. There can't be like any sort of strategies I'm forgetting or anything like that. Like, it's never been this difficult. I run back here, the boss comes up, and then I start slashing at his leg. It's really that simple. Okay, so the boss runs up just like this. Yes, okay, now he's behaving as he should. So he's like running up to here, and then yeah, then we just start slashing at him. Okay, so you know what? I'm just gonna start slashing at his arm, I guess, when he does. Oh, wait, is that? Oh, okay, I got the orange shard ring right there. Oh, I actually just cut off his arm. I didn't know that that was a thing you could do. I don't even think I've done that before, but okay, that's a possibility, and now we just slash at his legs as I was trying to do before. Look at this. Easy shapeasy. Easy boss. That's what I was saying before. Like, this boss is incredibly easy, so I don't really know what was happening before, why things were going wrong, but that doesn't really matter because now the boss is dead, and furthermore, we have the orange charred ring, which means we'll be able to survive running through the fire and all that. We got a humanity and a homeward bone, and we got some souls to boot. So now the real fun begins. Oh man, I'm already going hollow. Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing, it won't be alright. I think I messed up somewhere, because I believe Sunbro is supposed to be sitting out here depressed at this point, but for some reason he's not here. Anyway, we'll just go ahead and level up our endurance a little bit more, and level 69, the lucky number. I have 2 souls of a proud knight. Maybe that'll level me up a little bit more, or give me enough souls to be able to level up again. I am literally just 1,000 short. Okay, never mind. Well, here's the plan. I'm gonna run, we're gonna go to the hidden bonfire. We're gonna sit there, kindle that up a bit, probably to like a plus 15. Why not? And then we're just gonna throw ourselves a bed of chaos, and at this point, I don't even care. If we beat her in this episode, then cool. If not, I don't care. I'm gonna go until I feel like I'm gonna smash something, and then I'm gonna stop, because you know, it's been fun getting mad and smashing things in this series so far, but I don't know how much more my fist, my desk, my keyboard, or me can take. And if you remember in the previous episode, I was like, yeah, we haven't seen the worst of the Control-C, Control-V yet. Well, yeah, here we are with all the half-dragon butts. Like, this is literally, out of all the games that I've played, ironically enough, this is probably some of the most amateur stuff I've ever seen. Like, even more than a lot of indie games I've played. Like, I understand crunch, but like, how crunched were they to finish this game? Because this is stuff you see when they're trying to throw stuff together in like the last week. Like, is that how like crunched it was towards the end? Because unless they only had a week to like throw this area together, then I don't know, man. Between this and the boss, this just this either screams rushness, incompetence, or both. Anyway, we're gonna run in here, slash that wall, and look at that. We got the hidden bonfire, which does alleviate a lot of this run back to the bed of chaos. Now, we have been picking up a ton of souls as we've been running through this area. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna pop all the souls that we got. We're also gonna pop a couple of humanities. We're gonna kindle this thing all the way up to a plus 15. We got 57,000 souls, which should be enough for 2 levels, I believe. Oh no, we're like 20 some souls short, so I guess we'll throw it into vitality. Sure, why not? Get us up to a level 70. Then we'll go ahead, reverse our hollowing, kindle this baby once, and then kindle this baby twice. Now the torture can begin. Now, as I had stated in previous videos, I have never tried fighting Beta Chaos with Havel's armor, and I thought it would be a really interesting idea because obviously a lot of what the problem is with Beta Chaos is the fact that when she's doing her slashing attacks, it's so easy for her to just knock you over even if you're blocking. However, with Havel's armor, if I block with like a shield or even with like the Black Knight Greatsword, I'm not sure which one is better for blocking. I'm sure the Grass Cut shield will be better, but you know, I'm not too sure about that because Black Knight Greatsword does have really good blocking properties. But I wonder if between that and Havel's armor and my extreme stamina bar, if that would actually help on the poise side of things enough to where she's not able to knock me over like that. Now granted, she does do that attack quite a lot, so I would have to withstand not only 1 or 2, but possibly upwards of 3 slashes back to back. So is this realistic? I don't know. But then again, it's not even like it's really possible to dodge through this stuff. So it's really just going to be luck of the draw. And I mean, I'm expecting this to take at bare minimum 3 attempts, maybe 2 if I'm lucky, but it's probably going to take more. Usually I say at least 3 attempts because you want to have like at least 1 attempt for each of the different things that you have to tag during the fight, just because of how BS it is. But it could take less, it could take more. I'm simply trying something new here, but that being said, here we go. It is time to fight the Bed of Chaos, the final Lord Soul for our run of this game on keyboard and mouse. Alright, Bed of Chaos, you dirty dog. Phantom Knight Kirk. Oh yeah, shoot. I just realized that wasn't Holland, so I could have fought him, but hey, you know what, at this point, I don't even care. We're just gonna go for it, and I know that the floor is gonna collapse at some point. I just forget what point it is exactly, so we're gonna run for it. We're just gonna hope that we don't get hit. There we go. Look at that. We actually made it through first attempt on that first one. Obviously, we won't be that lucky on the following attempts, I'm sure, but we go ahead, slash at the weak spot on the right side. That triggers a cutscene, yada, yada, yada. Now we're over here, and now we gotta run all the way over to the other side of her, and this is where things get a little finicky, because then that's when the floor starts collapsing, things get a bit crazy. I'm not gonna say so far so good, because just simply being in this room brings me a lot of displeasure, but I'll say so far still alive. Now, that gap definitely looks like it's probably too big to jump, so I don't even want to attempt to do it, and it does seem like she's doing a decent bit of damage to me even with Havel's armor. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna block and I'm gonna run for it. I'm gonna block and then I'm gonna run for it, and then we're gonna run over that, and then, okay, like I said, we're still alive, we're still okay, everything is going okay, we're not gonna fall into the pit, and there it is. That's where the BS begins, and that is when I start to rage. This boss is just so bad. Like, you know, if it's getting to that point of where, like, yeah, because I'm sure there is plenty of people between the developers and the QA testers and everything. Like, there can't be a single person in that chain between development to QA. This shouldn't have even made it to the QA testers. This boss should have been left behind in pre-production. If you're either 1, too incompetent, or 2, simply don't have enough time to make something that is actually, like, fun to play or something that is fair to fight, then you should cut it from your game. Like, oh well, who cares if you don't have the 4 Lord Souls? It would be better if there would just be the 3, because at least, like, Nito, sure, that's still a weak boss fight, but at least aesthetically he's cool, so that can kind of get a pass, even though the whole run up to that point with 2 of the Giants and the Catacombs kind of is, like, whatever. But then, like, New Londo Ruins and 4 Kings, like, that's, again, not necessarily the strongest boss in the game, but the area itself is cool, and then you have the Duke's Archives and Seath. Like, that whole part is actually pretty fun, even though, again, the boss isn't that hard, it's still fun. Or, honestly, you could have just switched around some of, like, Blighttown and maybe made, like, Chaos Witch K-Lag be, like, one of the 4 Lord Souls if you just changed the lore a little bit. I know it's, like, I know you'd have to switch around a lot of stuff there, but I don't know, if you, maybe if you can figure something else out there and throw one of the other bosses in at the bottom of Blighttown. Maybe instead of fighting K-Lag when you do, instead you could fight one of the other bosses like Demon Fire Sage or like Centipede Demon and just kind of switch one of those things out, and then Chaos Witch K-Lag be like the lore. So I don't know, I'm just trying to think of ways to make it so that you don't have to fight this boss or go through Lost Izalith and still have it make sense with the lore, but anyway, now we gotta go to the left side. Now, one thing I've learned with this boss is, like, while it may be tempting to just kind of run for it, that is actually kind of the last thing you want to do because of the way that the floor collapses. So what I'm gonna do now, because, like, obviously she's going all bonkers and crazy right now. She's probably, yeah, she's about to do her swipe attacks, which is, yeah, okay. So even with Havel's armor, I will say this, it seems like I stand a bit of a better chance of actually surviving it with Havel's armor and blocking like I am, so, like, maybe there's actually some sort of substance to this thing that I'm oh, look at that. Yeah, see, we actually survived one of the slashes. Okay, so now we can actually run for. Hold on a minute. Okay, so I did fall again, but it seems like I might actually be onto something with that. Is this an untapped meta or strategy that I'm discovering right now? I mean, granted, I know everybody kind of knows at this point. Like, it's like, yeah, man, when it gets to the second half of Dark Souls, just slap on Havel's armor and just gotta, you know, tank everything, hit him with your big old greatsword or whatever other weapon you got at the moment. But I don't know, man. Havel's armor plus Black Knight greatsword blocking all the way. That might be the way. If my stamina bar was a bit bigger and if I had like a Clarianther ring on top of it or something, I feel like I could be onto something. The worst part about the boss really is the run back, because the boss itself is just trial and error, but when you, like, it's the run back on top of it, even with the hidden bonfire, that just makes it even worse. Not because it's hard, but just because it's tedious. And here we are. Now, the good thing about us dying, or the thing that's, like, I guess might help make things a bit less painful, is the fact that the floor is already collapsed in a couple spots. We don't gotta worry about that. She'll do her slash attacks, and now we can try to kind of run for it, even though she's gonna slash again, which kind of, okay, yeah, I messed up that time because I wasn't blocking in time. So now we need to Estus, and now we need to block again immediately as she goes to do more of her attacks. At least I thought that that was gonna work. Anyway, we're gonna Estus up again. Now we're gonna block, and we're gonna keep walking, and as you get, oh, wait, okay, you know what? I thought I was maybe onto something with my strategy, but it seems like I might have just, Yeah, might have just been some placebo, might have just been a bit of luck, because it seems like, yeah, it's just, this boss is insufferable no matter what you do, and, okay, yeah, we're getting knocked back all about the place, so we're gonna run forward again. Oh, wow. Okay, so that sweep attack, it doesn't matter if you block or whatever, like, literally, she'll just send you back no matter, okay, yeah, so that actually is quite a BS move. So now I'm gonna run forward again, hope for the best, hope for the best, hope for the best. We're really close here, just go around, go all the way to the back, and there it is, we're safe. We're gonna S this up again. And then we just roll into all of this stuff, and the pain is almost over. We just gotta get through the tree branches / add the weak point. We have 9 S's to go, but, you know, obviously Estus isn't really the issue during this boss, it's just all the other stuff. Now, oh, okay, fire attack. So now at this point, even if she does do a sweep attack, it's not that big. Actually, no, it would be a big deal, because right now I'm really low on HP. Anyway, now our HP is full again. My objective is to obviously just get right back out to the front of things, and now the middle of the floor is gonna collapse. And this is my time, so obviously we want to run off to the right just a little bit, just like that. And this might actually be a record for me. I think the record for me before was like, I don't know, it was definitely a lot more than this. We're only on like, what, attempt number 3 or 4, I want to say. This is not bad. I know most people just do that one cheese strategy where you leave the game over and over again, but even though the boss is, relatively speaking, rather unfair, I don't like doing that, because even if a boss is quote-unquote unfair, I don't really like cheese in the game like that. I still want to be like, hey, I overcame the game regardless of all the BS, regardless of all the struggle. I still beat Beta Chaos, and that is that. So with that, that is the final Lord Soul down. Victory achieved. We can light the bonfire. I believe we still lost some of our souls along the way, but we're at the end of the game. You know, we've beaten all the, I mean, everything's over now at this point, so it's not like I really need all the levels. We'll go ahead, level up anyway. Crank Vitality up to 35 for the sake of it, and, well, I guess we can just go ahead and finish the game now. I wasn't expecting us to beat the game today. I wasn't expecting this to be the final episode of this series, but here we are. I always get those end game jitters just because, you know, it's the end of Dark Souls, man. This game is freaking legendary. I love Dark Souls. It's my favorite Souls game. If I'm gonna be truthfully honest, the only part that I really hate about this game is Beta Chaos. Despite all the complaining I did, you know, it's like, it's one of those things where it's just like, it's part of the... Oh, okay. Am I still okay? I'm still okay. See? Sure, Tomb of the Giants and Lost Eyes of Lith can be annoying, but they're really not that bad at the end of the day. It's really just Beta Chaos where it's like, oh yeah, that'll really get me going. But go ahead, offer these souls to the Lord Vessel. And just like that, the doors have opened and we can go fight Gwyn. Now, during this final boss, I'm not gonna say too much. I just want to let the music go and kind of do its thing, just because the music, it doesn't matter how many times you beat in this game. The music and just the imagery and everything is just, it's so beautiful that, you know, you gotta pay it that respect. Now, granted, I'm gonna be trying to do this boss on keyboard and mouse, so I might die at least once, because trying to parry on K-Bam is kind of ridiculous. It just comes down to how many keys you have to sit there smashing at once. It's just, it's a little uncomfortable. I think I'll be okay, because I've had the entire game to practice parries on certain enemies, but I don't know, we'll see. I can't believe I made it. You know, we started this series like almost 2 months ago, and it's been really painful, you know. Playing this game on keyboard and mouse, I've seen tons of comments, people are like, keyboard and mouse is, oh wow, then there it is. Okay, that's the kind of stuff that just happens on mouse for me sometimes, man. You know, that is kind of more my fault or my setup's fault, I guess I could say, just because my mouse is really sensitive to clicks. But the main thing that people haven't understood, because they're always in the comments like, it's not that hard, it's actually my preferred way to play. It's the fact that, like, no matter how you spin it, it's just objectively harder to play it this way, because on controller, you have 360 degrees of movement, whereas on keyboard and mouse, at any given time, you only have 8, and while yes, using the camera does give you that full 360, people that try to use that as an argument simply do not understand Souls games or understand situational, just like situations. Sometimes when you're in a battle with a boss, you need the full 360, and when you're locked onto the boss and there's like certain situations where, like, you know, you're not able to use the camera to move in the way that you need to get that full 360, but then you're just crap out of luck, you're dead. The best comparison I can think of is Super Mario 64 DS, where it's like, you know, compared to the original game, yes, of course, it is complete. What in the world has even happened? That's what I'm saying, dog. Like, this never happens to me. I never die on the way to Gwyn. Or like Super Mario 64 DS, obviously, it's a completely playable experience from beginning to end. However, there are going to be very specific instances where not having the full 360 degrees that you would have had in the original game on N64 will actually be a hindrance in some way, and you'll, like, really see it in that moment, and it may even cause you death at certain points, like it has to me during this game. Obviously, in the case of Super Mario 64 DS, is one of those things where it's like, alright, they were developing that remake with the DS in mind at the very least, so, like, you know, they had a few things in place to kind of alleviate it, like being able to actually get the full 360 if you control the game with, like, the stylus and the touch touchscreen and all that, but like even still, for the most part, you know, like you're gonna be wanting to use the D-pad when you play that game and the buttons and all that. So like, while sure you can use the sides, like, oh, are you really gonna do that? And it's sort of like it's sort of the same thing here, where it's like, yeah, you can move the camera around all you want, but there's gonna be situations where you either don't want to do that or you simply can't do that. And overall, only having those few directions, I mean, even as you can see as I go left to right like that, like, yeah, leads to a, I don't want to say clunky feeling experience, but in some instances, yeah, it can kind of lead to some like clunky movements where it's like, oh shoot, I wasn't trying to go in that direction, next thing you know, you're falling to your death. Anyone that tries to argue with those objective facts is simply butthurt, and I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. I'm not knocking it as a whole though. I mean, you play games however you want. Me, I prefer controller, and if you play caveman, more power to you. There's nothing wrong with playing either way. I'm just talking objective facts and my preferences. Alright, time to fight Gwyn. Y'all know what time it is. I'll shut up so we can all enjoy the music. Oh shoot, okay, I'm messing up the parries already. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, the parry windows, I mean, the parry windows themselves are fine, but it's just the controls that are messing me up here. Anyway, I'll be quiet now. Gotta slam shift and right mouse at the same time. Yeah, you know, that was really awkward, dude. Slamming these at the same time, this just doesn't work. Once again, I just hate playing the game this way. No! Oh my god, dude. I don't know if you run faster without Havel's armor, but I'm just going butt naked, dude. That run took way too long last time. I just realized with me going butt naked, I don't really know what I'm gonna get to the fog wall, like what I'm gonna do at that point, but I mean, hey man, I'll figure it out. Oh, never mind. I just fell to my... Oh, my God. Alright, you know what? It's getting to that point. I don't even want to play the game anymore. I don't even want to finish the game today. I love how their aggro range is just so ridiculous, too. Like, even if I turn around right now, you'll see there's, like, a black knight after me, but I'm not gonna turn around just because... I mean, like, they're still chasing me, man. Alright, we got Havel's armor on right before we walked off to the fog gate, so let's try this again. Okay. Thank God, dude. I thought that was never gonna end. Okay, so normally when I play this game, I always go for the bonfire ending just because it's so beautiful, and like a part of me wants to do that, but at the same time, dude, this run has caused me so much pain that, like, while I want to go with that typical beautiful ending that I see as being canon, even if there's no actual canonical ending for Dark Souls, I just see that as being, like, the canon ending. It's just so poetic and beautiful and all that, but this run has caused me so much pain. I want nothing but absolute chaos for this world. I want everything inside of this universe to crash and burn. Inside of the keyboard and mouse Dark Souls universe, I want nothing but death and despair. This is the Dark Lord ending, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. There's buff Asian boy in all of his Havel's armor glory. Full of rage.
Bless thy safe return. Let calf and
Yeah, that's right.
serve your highness.
Yeah. I
We
did
are
this.
here to serve your highness.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Let
Oh.
true God be cast upon the world.
Yeah.
Our Lord hath returned.
Oh, man. Always gives me chills. Always gives me chills. Just those final, just hearing her voice come in like that. But anyway, there it is. Dark Souls with keyboard and mouse. We did it. We beat the game. I never want to play another Souls game like this again. Not Dark Souls 2, 3, Sekiro, Bloodborne if it ever gets a PC port, Elden Ring. I don't care. I'm sticking to, even if I have to use like a third party with like controller, I don't even care. Just anything is better than keyboard and mouse. This was dreadful. I mean, it's Dark Souls, and it's my, Dark Souls 1 is my favorite Souls game, so I still had fun playing it, but yeah, never again. Never playing Dark Souls specifically, keyboard and mouse again. It is just, no. But anyways, yeah, there we go. That's a series complete, and, yeah. Hope you guys had fun watching me rage. I don't really know what else to say. Just, thanks for your love and support through the series as always, because, yeah, I'm ready for a nap. But anyway, as always, mass shout out to all the Patreons and channel members here, only low ball tier, never shout out to all the big ballers here. Mo asking me dad man in the big shout out to all in G tier run events, similar to go. Thank you guys so much, you guys are literal legends. I love you. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.